Allow the children
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting suppose get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary Politico. So my people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Ha, this one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come.
Hello there.
I
ran into a troubled water, technologically. But I think that's us back. Tell me, how is the audio? Let's start with that.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live. And to those of you who have already joined, please share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them Maiyegun is here. Maiyegun today.
godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun Diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun Diary. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube.
Thank you. Maiyegun today. Please read the caption of the broadcast, okay? Read the description as well as you are sharing and liking as well. Meanwhile, for the record, Nigeria is going to war in Niger Republic, despite the Nigerian Senate rejecting Tinubu's request. Today, Ecowas, at a meeting called by Tinubu in Abuja, they have now authorized the military invasion of Niger Republic. Ogun today.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Ayé ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Ayé ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ayé ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Motideo. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. For those of you who have been following the development in Niger Republic, Ecowas, France, America, and all other things going on that people call the distraction that Tinubu needs right now to claim legitimacy. From who? At what costs? Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, which is the Thursday, the 10th of August. Sorry to those of you who are going to watch replay, by the way. The ECOWAS met in Abuja, Nigeria, where they initially said they were going to, open up a diplomatic channel where they can resolve this without resorting to military invasion of another country. Okay? But in what seemed to be a sort of a stretch of a contrast to that same position few days ago, things have now risen to 100 degrees, which means the bombs, the shootings, and all of that could start this evening. Tinubu wrote the Nigeria Senate after at first declaring war on Niger Republic, cutting off their electricity, right? And then cutting off trade with them, including transactions that exist between the two neighbors. And afterward, he wrote the Senate for their approval. In his letter, he said they need to go and restore democracy in Niger Republic. Now, restoring democracy in Niger Republic using the military invasion in this essence, right? Quite not really appealing, except for those who have not been following. Why should you invade them when you can actually have that chat with them if it's about democracy? But obviously, it's not just democracy. You know that. And I'm not going to bore you with that because things have now gone beyond explaining the elementary now, okay? So at this point, countries have taken positions, okay? There are countries who are ready or who have already mobilized for this in Niger Republic. And as it stands, when the Nigerian Senate responded, they said they should choose peaceful means. The northern senators who felt happy that they used their power to shut down Tinubu, a lot of them are currently watching the news. They are probably right now confused, but they shouldn't be, because yes, you shut down the Senate approval, which is the constitutional way of getting Nigeria involved. And if Nigeria is going to get involved in this, mind you, initially they said they don't need the Nigeria Senate. He knew that he actually needed them, right, to give him that approval. Now, what they are now banking on after that rejection is that Shebi Nigeria signed a treaty, Ecowas treaty, that Nigeria has to be part of that Ecowas mission. But what Tinubu and those around him, God knows what they are thinking, is they didn't know is that for any Nigerian soldiers to participate in any mission outside Nigeria, whether it is for war or for peace, they will still need the permission of the National Assembly. So Tinubu is biting more than you can chew, but that would be if you have institutions to checkmate him. Right now is the Lord of the Manor. So what they are doing right now is that in that same Abuja, they came together today, and it was like a carrot and stick. Okay, so the carrot is, if they are open for diplomatic conversation, we'll give it to them. If they don't want that, we also have the stick. We'll whip them to line. We have everything to actually like whip them to line. So Nigeria is going into it like we are, we have everything, to crush Niger Republic if it leads to that, constitutionally or unconstitutionally. In this case, unconstitutionally. Nigerians actually rejected the Nigerians' involvement because Nigeria right now, you can say, is at different wars. Okay, so a lot of people believe that rather than involved militarily in Niger, right, Nigeria should pursue diplomatic means and concentrate back home on the problems back home. Unfortunately, Kolu has kind of breached all that. Now, what they are doing is that they have now authorized the defense chiefs for all these West African states that are participating. They are Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Benin Republic, who else? There's about 8 of them that are kind of going to present their soldiers for this mission. Yesterday, there was a rumor that after Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, the former emir of Kano, met, okay, let's slow it down a bit. 3 days ago, in their carrot and stick approach, they sent Abdusalami Abubakar and Sultan of Sokoto to go and meet with the junta. And we don't know, like, what's their plan or something, but they were never met. They stood them up for 5 hours and they returned back to Nigeria, disappointed, right? But yesterday, there was this image everywhere, and it was that of Sanusi, the former emir of Kano. He met with the head of the junta in Niamey. And for some reason, we believe it was also sent by these northern leaders or northern Nigerian owners or Tinubu, or combination of all of them. So he met with them and he came back smiling, more or less like he was telling journalists then that the situation is now under control, okay? That the junta has appointed their prime minister and they have also appointed other cabinet positions, 21 of them, which simply means that now they can actually talk to them about transitioning. You know what I mean? But the demand of France on Nigeria is that the former president, or the one that they arrested, must be returned to power before any negotiation or conversation can take place. So some people are now wondering, what kind of compromise do the West have on Tinubu that a supposed Nigerian who has existed in Nigerian politics for a while, right, would actually play so dumb into their hands that it didn't even give a damn of wherever this leads to between Nigeria and Niger. Like, generally, it doesn't give a damn. Like, how much of compromise do they have on him that will make him ignore even the Senate of his country? An impeachable offense. Ordinarily, Tinubu is asking the Nigerian Senate to remove him for violating the Nigerian constitution and leading Nigeria into a war that was not authorized. So how much compromise could they have on him? And how much rotting are we talking about the institutions in Nigeria? Like, how rotten, how much rot are we actually talking about? That Tinubu is so audacious to go ahead with this, right? So when Sanusi came back, people felt like maybe the rebels that said that they were going to take on the coupists, the junta, the CRR, or whatever they are called, that we initially felt would lead to an internal crisis or a civil war, right? Now that the Ecowas has taken a 360 sort of a U-turn, and they are now ordering their soldiers to invade the Niger Republic. Now, I'll take you through that. The coupists themselves, they seems to kind of had a clue of what was coming. Sorry, this wasn't sort of subtitled. I can manage to tell you what he's saying. And if you understand French, you can also help us do some mouthful subtitling in there, okay? Right. Few days ago, or should I say yesterday, the junta themselves, right, they made an announcement that their citizens should get ready to defend the country, that they know that an invasion or attack was imminent and it's still going to happen. Now with this Ecowas, obviously, you can imagine what this is going to be, right? Not yet. Don't worry. Let's go listen to what Tinubu told the Ecowas today first. Or should I first show you what Sanusi told the press when he came back from Niamey yesterday? And this is so important to them in the north, by the way. Just so you know, for those who understand the crooked politics of Nigeria, you know what this simply means, right? Okay. Now, Nigeria want to go into Niger with the promise that they are not going to fight any war. They are just going in there, arrest those guys, okay? And then return the former president, return him back to power, and then they will leave. It's just like a clinical surgery. They said they want to do a clinical operation. That is what Nigeria, or Tinubu and his allies, that is what they envisioned, okay? Walk straight into Niger, go straight to the capital, arrested these guys and all of their all of their members, then put them under arrest, return the former president to power, and go back to Nigeria. Very clean, no fight, no nothing. But in northern Nigeria, who knows better? They are working to prevent that. That was why Sanusi was there. But less than 24 hours after Sanusi returned, the military are going to go to Niamey. But let's first hear from Sanusi.
I can't tell you what I discussed with the president.
We saw you earlier in Niger today. Is that what you discussed with Mr. President ahead of ECOWAS meeting tomorrow, sir?
Yes, I came to brief him on the details of my discussion with the leaders of Niger.
Would you say your intervention was positive, successful?
Interventions are ongoing, and we'll continue to do our best to bring the two parties together to improve understanding. This is a time for public diplomacy. It's not a matter that we leave to governments. All Nigerians, all Nigerians need to be involved to find a solution that works for Africa, a solution that works for Niger, that works for Nigeria, and a solution that works for humanity.
There are also reports that you took this initiative by yourself and you're not the government delegation.
No, I'm not the government.
Okay.
I was not sent by the government.
Okay.
The government officials were aware I was going, but it was my personal initiative using my personal contacts to get there, and I will continue to do my best. It is my duty as a leader to do that.
That was the former Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, Sanusi. Remember, this northern elite, a lot of them, they didn't stash their own loot abroad. They actually went to Niger Republic and invested there. Do you understand? Like refineries, like real estate and all of that to kind of, So if Niger goes up in smoke, a lot of them have a lot of stake there. And that's just the material part of it. A lot of them actually have real blood relationship with a lot of them as well in Niger, from Nigeria to Niger. So yes, there are much interest in all of this. Everybody knows what is going on. And they also know that at the end of the day, where two elephants fight, now the grass will suffer. The civilians in these areas, not just in Niger, including in Nigeria. Nigeria currently have 7 states that borders Niger Republic. And you see this whole axis, they have been like occupied by all kinds of terrorists. And the civilian population have always been the most victims. So from the initial reports, it is not confirmed at the time, but it has now been confirmed that there was this dark operation that took place in Niger Republic, where some maximum prison was attacked, and terrorists who were in custody in Niger have been released. Their details and data have not really been released, but the attack on this facility has been confirmed to have taken place. The only other thing is that the denier, the Nigerian junta, they said France violated their no-fly zone order, and they flew into their country to break into that place, but France denied. No, we didn't do that. You are just hallucinating. Nobody came to your country to break anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, that's already happened. This was yesterday. So which simply means that, you see, all of these guys who are like in different camp of, who is going to pay them for what? They will walk in this war that will eventually rattle not just Niger, but Nigeria too. Once it's not going to be a clean. Do you think they're just going to walk into, just drive into, like 6 hours, drive from Nigeria, Sokoto to Niamey, all the soldiers, all the convoy, and the Air Force, they will be flying over them. Just like that, they will just go in there and then they will pick all these guys, and then they will just leave. You don't think that's how it's going to be, or do you? Of course, Nigeria has a lot to do that. And with the support of their West allies, Abi. But do you think that's actually how it's going to be? Now, without considering the civilian casualties, without any provision for what will be the fate of those who are going to be caught up within the crossfire, what about Nigerians who are living and doing businesses in Niger Republic? What's the plan of the government for them? Like, those stuff that you will think should be part of if you are invading a country, you're automatically making your own citizens who are in that country an easy target, right? When this whole thing goes down, right? Then they will go after Nigerians and their businesses in Niger if they have not started going after them already, right? So what is the provision for them? None of this is being mentioned. The clear thing is we're just going to go in clinically. We're going to remove these guys and we're going to return that guy to power and everything is going to be fine. Period. Has it ever been that easy? Even when you watch movies, Extraction, where these guys are trained to extract people and all of that, you still realizes that it's not clinical without its own his own risk. So who is going to bear this risk? What about the lives of those soldiers who are currently being mobilized for this? Somebody said, I have stopped going to the gym. I've stopped going to the gym because by the time they send 8,000 and they kill them in Niger, they send another 8,000 and they kill them in Niger, and they have no soldiers to send anymore. They will begin to call on the NSCDC when they pick up on those civil defense, if these ones, if they are not enough, they will pick on Asari people, 300 militants, take them there. If they finish the 300 militants, they feed the entire gym. They look for people who get muzzle. So, as the thing they go now, it better may, visit the gym again and something like that. Is a joke, right? But it's going to, things gets out of hand. When your country is not even explaining it to you, what is this going to be for Nigeria and Nigerians? I mean, so, Kalu in Abuja today, in a speech that I believe was written for him, that doesn't have a tail or a head, and in it as well, immediately finished reading the jargons. He was talking about diplomatic this, then talking about military incursion. Like, how does the two of them, how do the two of them actually exist in the same sentence or in the same speech? Like, why would you are fighting legitimacy in your country, right? You should be doing so much to show to them that even those who are rejecting you already, who've rejected you, right? You should be doing something that they will be like, Elmo, you are doing too much. We don't want you. But you are making life hell for them. Like, So I don't understand. But anyway, let's listen to that from what is said at the Ecowas.
That address will bring the opening ceremony to a close. The authority will continue its deliberations in a closed-door format. The formula is 1+3, in addition to the excellencies, the invited guests of the chair of the authority. Without further ado, therefore, it is my pleasure and honor to give the floor to His Excellency, the chair of the authority. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, Head of State and Government, Your Excellencies, President, Leader and former President, General Abdul Salam Abubakar, my friend, my brother, Babagana Kengibe, and His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are very much welcome to this second extraordinary summit on the social political situation in the Republic of Niger. I don't need to go back to the history and discussions that led us to this far. I want to thank my colleague and head of state, some of them are in vacation. They canceled their vacation to respond to this invitation this morning. And they have kept faith with us, with democracy, freedom, and economic development, not only of Ecowas region, but the African continent as a whole. Today we gather with profound sense of urgency and firm determination, building upon the commitment made during our first extraordinary summit on the grave political crisis befalling our sister nation. During that initial meeting, we voiced our solidarity with the people of Niger and their democratically elected president, His Excellency Mohamed Bazoum, by condemning the military takeover and the unjust detention of their democratically elected president and other officials. As you may recall, we called the junta to rescind the decision of them toppling a democratically elected government. We proceeded to impose sanctions with the hope that this resolute measure will serve as a catalyst for the restoration of the constitutional order in Niger. Regrettably, the 7-day ultimatum we issued during the fourth summit has not yielded the desired outcome. We have also made diligent effort through the deployment of various Ecowas mediation teams. I'm glad Abdul Salam Abubakar is here. His Eminence is here. Baba Konogingibe is here to give you the report and their observation during the intervention. I must, on behalf of every one of you, show gratitude to them, patriotism and dedication, sealed for which they have responded to the assignment to intervene and bring peace, stability back to Niger. They have feasted Libya, Algeria, and they were received by leaders there. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, following the resolution of our previous extraordinary summit to initiate a meeting of Ecowas Chief of Defense Staff, the meeting of the Chief of Defense Staffs was duly held from 2nd to 4th of August 2023. The outcome of that meeting, as well as a memorandum by the President of the Ecowas Commission on current socio-political development,
Okay, sorry about the audio. It can be boring, but it's about what he said that we actually want to keep on record. All right. I'm sorry to those of you who are watching it live. You know, when we are watching a replay, you can fast forward that part and listen more, right? But we need to show that. So that was called getting into the parts where they are going to now say, okay, yeah, the military should. They call them standby military. And they're going to go in. So we're going to get to that part, okay? Here is the other part, by the way. A quick one. It won't take much of your time.
More so, in reaffirming our relentless commitment to democracy, human rights, and the well-being of the people of Niger, it is crucial that we prioritize diplomatic negotiations and dialogue as the bedrock of our approach. We did. And we still look to engage the party involved, including the coup leaders, in honest discussion to convince them to relinquish power as suggested and reinstate President Bazoum. It is our duty to exhaust all avenues of engagement to ensure a swift return to constitutional governance in Niger. More specifically, as leaders of our respective nations, we must recognize that the political crisis in Niger not only poses a threat to the stability of the nations, but also has far-reaching implications for the entire West African region. By remaining steadfast in our adherence to the principle of democracy, good governance, and the rule of law, we can restore peace, stability, and prosperity in the Republic of Niger, thereby fostering an environment conducive for growth and development for all. Esteemed Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that the second Ecowas Extraordinary Summit today on the socio-political situation in Niger will be a defining moment in our journey towards a stronger, more resilient, and integrated West Africa. Let us seize this opportunity to make a lasting impact on the lives of our fellow Africans. Who else can do it except us? We must resolve to do it ourselves, and we are the only one. I extend my gratitude to each of you for your attention to this critical issue. I trust that our deliberation will be productive and fruitful.
Let's take that out. So that was Tinubu's speech, not the whole one, but nearly the whole speech anyway. And after their deliberation, here is the announcement, ladies and gentlemen.
Direct the Committee of the Chief of Defense Staff to activate the Ecowas standby force with all its elements immediately. Order the deployment of the Ecowas standby force to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger. Underscore its continued commitment to the restoration of constitutional order through peaceful means. Direct the committee.
That is the official resolution of ECOWAS today. The deployment of the military incursion or invasion of Niger Republic. Kalu was talking about the economy, the prosperity, and blah, blah, blah of our brothers in Niger Republic, but there's actually no plan for anybody. They're going to be casualties of war that has now been declared. Did you see the Abdul Salami and the rest of on seat as well? Of course, they said they brought a report. Which report? Nobody saw them. Nobody met them. So which report are you talking about? Anyway, Tinubu has breached the Nigeria 1999 tissue paper constitution. And just like they breached it in rigging him to be your president, now the legal, illegitimate president of Nigeria is doing what he is expected to do best. Continue to trample on your constitution. Who is now talking about law here? Like, do you really have law? Okay, the laws are for, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, like I told you, I don't understand French, but I understand what this guy is saying, as they themselves are getting ready for the war in Niger Republic. Is it going to last for a few hours, few days, or maybe just few weeks? No, it's going to last for a few hours. Abi? Listen.
Communiqué numéro 25. Le Conseil national pour la sauvegarde de la patrie tient à informer l'opinion nationale et internationale des événements d'une extrême gravité qui sont en cours au Niger, du fait du comportement des forces françaises sur notre territoire et de leurs complices. En effet, ce jour 9 août 2023, aux environs de 6h30 du matin, la position de la garde nationale du Niger de Bourkou-Bourkou, 30 km du site aurifère de Samira, a fait l'objet d'une attaque. À cet instant, le bilan n'est pas encore établi. Toutefois, pour rappel, à travers une communication directe avec les partenaires occidentaux, le comportement des forces françaises a été fustigé pour avoir, d'une façon unilatérale, libéré des éléments terroristes prisonniers. Ces derniers ont été regroupés dans une vallée du village de Fitili, 28 km nord-ouest de Yatakala, où une réunion de planification s'est tenue dans l'objectif d'attaquer des positions militaires dans la zone des 3 frontières. Ces chefs d'éléments terroristes libérés, au nombre de 16, ont été appréhendés dans 3 opérations, dont 2 en territoire nigérien. Le 15 juin 2023, à Yessi, 38 km de Bankilare, ayant conduit à l'arrestation de 3 terroristes. Le 16 juin 2023, à Makarma, ayant conduit à l'arrestation de 5 terroristes. Le 7 juillet 2023, à Atissan, 15 km ouest Urura, 45 km nord-ouest Ayeru, en territoire malien, ayant conduit à l'arrestation de 9 terroristes. Toujours dans leur volonté manifeste de déstabilisation, ces forces françaises ont fait décoller ce jour 9 août 2023 un avion militaire de type A400M de N'Djamena à 6h01 locale. Cet aéronef a volontairement coupé tout contact avec le contrôle aérien à l'entrée de notre espace de 6h39 à 11h15 locale. Ces actes ci-dessus énumérés nous confortent dans notre analyse de la situation. Mais au-delà, depuis la prise du pouvoir par le CNSP et dans le souci d'une nouvelle approche sécuritaire, nous assistons à un véritable plan de déstabilisation de notre pays. Ces désordres sécuritaires planifiés par ces forces françaises, comme ce fut le cas au Mali et au Burkina Faso, a pour but de discréditer le CNSP et créer une rupture avec le peuple qui le soutient dans son action, de créer un sentiment d'insécurité généralisé en tout état de cause. Le CNSP et les forces de défense et de sécurité rassurent le peuple nigérien quant à leur détermination à assurer la sécurité des personnes et des biens et défendre l'intégrité du territoire. À cet effet, le président du CNSP, chef de l'État, chef suprême des armées, a ordonné les mesures suivantes. Au FDS, relever leur niveau d'alerte sur l'ensemble du territoire national. Au peuple de rester mobilisé et vigilant. Aux autorités compétentes de saisir les juridictions et instances internationales de la question.
Did you get that? I'll give you the layman interpretation. It was practically calling on their citizens that this their liberation from France is a fight to finish, no going back on it. People should come out themselves and defend the republic and defend the revolution. It is no longer cool. It is now a revolution. Look at our brothers from Burkina Faso, Mali, and other places who are already coming around to defend the Niger Republic. As for the terrorists up north, talking about those guys, the rebels that said that they were going to remove them. As for the terrorists up north, right, we will use everything, right, to crush them, no matter how much they are back in France. If you don't understand what I mean, if you don't believe that that's the interpretation, right, fine. I've told you, never. You are not here to agree with me on everything, okay? But we all have to improve on our French. That's my own Esperedo, Copre, like a language, you know, that's my own interpretation, like on that. So you will need to improve on yours, or Talk to that your nephew that is doing French or studying French. He or she, I mean, they'll probably do better than me. However, the people that are Tinubu was talking about trying to save from these guys, where every day to them, from what we heard, you is more or less like this, kind of. The but there is that to others, these are just show off to him, to show to the world as if to say they were accepted, that no, that the people in Niger are scared. They are currently hiding in their houses. They don't know what, they are waiting for Ecowas to come and save them. Sure, you get that. They said, oh, those ones, I don't know, that's not true, Jerry. The one that all those ones are just propaganda. So you don't believe that that is how it, the way they are being welcomed and supported, Abi? So if they give you gun now, you go Niger Republic, Abi, to go and help them. The people where you won't go help, if they give you gun right now, you go Niger. Abi, because it's propaganda, Abi. And I think that is exactly what Asari Dokupik, Dokubo. Why did I say Dokupik? I read it somewhere. People are so kind of mean sometimes, right? So they call Asari Dokupik instead of Dokubo. And I don't know, that just got stuck like, but it's not right. Don't say that out there, okay? So Asari Dokubo said, all these all these things that you are reading everywhere about Nigeria, they don't make any sense. If Tinubu wants them, need their help, Tinubu should call him and let him go. He and his 300 boys will go into Niger, and they will remove these guys. All this video, this thing and nonsense. He said it all. Then he later explained it as well, meaning that, listen, if you go to South Africa, you will see private military companies. You know that? Yeah. If you go to some of this part of the world, right, there are private military for hire. Yeah, there are private military for hire. You pay them, your war is their war. If you say you are fighting your brother, and it don't lead to war, you want them to help you wipe out all your brother's lineage and everything. That moment, your brother don't become their enemy. So they will do the job. Do you understand that? Like mercenaries and all that, but they're like private companies. They work not just fighting wars or all that, they protect high-profile personalities. Sure, you get like people who believe that the police can protect them, their soldiers can protect them, so they will hire them. Kind of. So Asari Dokubo is trying to say that as an ex-militant, he also has a company in Nigeria with men trained, like South African mercenaries, like Russian mercenaries, like Wagner that you are talking about. Forget Wagner. Like American mercenary. Any mercenary you see anywhere, the standard you see anywhere is the same standard that Asari said he has. And he, with 300 men, you know that movie 300, 300 men defending. Yeah, okay. Asari said he will walk straight into Niger Republic and he will come back victorious. He's not IO, and I don't think he's drunk. Asari was trying to explain to us that in that Nigeria they've converted militant to private military. You are seeing them as militant; they are private military. What happened? If all of you are laughing, are you not kind of paying attention to the level of armory that he also kind of controls that Nigeria possibly know of? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm thinking too much. Here is Asari. on Niger.
The government commissioned me and my people to go to Niger Republic. We'll go, we'll defeat them, and we'll come back victorious. It's not a boast. If the government commissioned us to go, if Benin Republic like, let them go and bring anybody. They are human beings, wicked men, or lotu. They are human beings like us. We'll go there, we'll defeat them, and we'll come back victorious, and we'll restore democratic order in Benin Republic. The government commission.
That's the part that people felt like maybe it was I. And Kolu, the Pablo Escobar, it's all this powder and all of them, they probably will be kind of much available than before, especially to those who want them like badly. And in those who are not probably interested in them as well, they could make them interested, right? Because which one is Benin Republic? Now, Benin Republic, they're going to invade or Niger. Well, that's the confusion. And that's why some people were like, it don't mentor, it don't colos, on colos. I'll be waiting to record that one. On colos. So he went on to explain that if they commission him, I'll show you that one. Don't say it's boring, okay? It's just Asari being Asari.
Not win the election. That Asiwaju did not even appear on the ballot. And in turn, they allowed him to rig the election. If Asiwaju rigged the election, he will be arresting the EFCC chairman. He will be arresting the governor of Central Bank. If he rigged the election, if the power that be rigged the election for him, they orchestrated the rigging in Lagos and Abuja, everywhere, to prevent Asiwaju from winning. But at the end of the day, he won. He won. And this is the last kick. Because Asiwaju victory had changed Nigeria. So let me not digress because of unnecessary comments. So ideologically, the neo-colonial stranglehold of France must end in Africa. Francophone African countries must free themselves from France, but it must be done democratically. When I talk now, I was at the threatening or no problem. It must be done through democratic means. Because nobody can just stand up, take the gun, go and take power, and proclaim himself a president, proclaim himself head of state. What right does he have more right than me that he will go and take power forcefully without the consent of the people? That's what we are talking about. That's what we are talking about. It is wrong, it is morally wrong for anybody to do so. And they will fail. It's just sloganeering and rhetoric. Let us wait and see. When we see them, at the end of the day, they will look at how Rawlings ended in Ghana. What improvement did Rawlings bring to Ghana? What improvement? Send the IPO become now, you say follow them, come so that you will receive. Or tell you again we follow them, come so that you will receive. You will go inside your grave. It's as simple as that. So that is it on the issue of Ecowas. If the Nigerian government commission us, when Ecowas had decided to go, if Nigerian government has decided commission us, when Ecowas decided, we will proceed. And like I said, we will bring victory. There is no two ways about it. We are going to come with victory.
So that's Asari putting himself in the frame of those who are like Jagaban Army. You know, we were once talking about taking the Jagaban Army. They've got Jagaban Army, the Jagabandits. You could take them to Niger. So many of them are on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. If you go on my Facebook, you'll see some of them there right now. It is time for you to rise up and do the bidding of your call. They're going to need a lot of you, of course. A lot of you will show up anyway, but yeah. Asari should be sent to join the Ecowas army to Niger. Asari doesn't, probably Asari is looking for somebody to mobilize and pay him. But if he's patriotic enough, he should know that he will be paid. He should mobilize his guys and yeah, I mean, but it's pretty much just for attention anyway, okay? Or maybe not. Because things can get that bad that the likes of Asari and the rest of them will get a contract to go and do terrorism in Niger just to further, like, isolate and destroy the country, which is going to be the actions that you will be seeing in the coming days. So yeah, when Kolu violates the constitution of Nigeria like this, I mean, I don't think it has ever happened before for any leader in Nigeria to send Nigerian army to war after the Senate rejects him. I don't think it has happened before, right? Is this the new law that Nigeria has kind of fallen or sunk into, Abi? It's going to get worse. And this is just the beginning. It's going to be the beginning of so many things that you look back and be like, wow. So somebody now felt like Tinubu that is taking Nigeria to war, unapproved by Nigerians, rejected by Nigerians. How desperate can it be? Especially if the court removes him. Somebody said, nothing go happen. Heaven no go fall. Nothing go happen if the court removed him. Removes him. I'm like, okay. But on this Niger, listen to this.
Let us flash back to the history, but to scramble to Africa. 1884. France was among the largest countries.
That's the Treaty of Westphalia.
Yes, please, where they came and colonized massive part of the continent, especially the central part of the continent and the western part of the continent. France had committed unspeakable crimes, perpetrated inhuman atrocities against those nations. Economical, social, political, security, justice, so on and so forth. But by 1960, France claimed that, gave independence to those countries. Actually, it was just on a paper. In reality, France is still fully on control of those countries in their decisions, in their economy, in their military, in their resources. Let us bring concrete evidences. Those countries in French-speaking countries or Francophone countries in West Africa, all of them, they are compelled to use French currency. Likewise in Central Africa, about 5 of them or 6 of them compelled to use French currency. And the foreign reserve of those countries kept in French central bank.
So it wasn't a matter of choice?
No. And then annually they are paying to French coffers so-called colonial price for France to come and colonize Africa, to loot their resources, to destroy their lands, and now those countries are paying back annually to France for destroying their lands. And this is a point of no discussion. Any African president from those countries dare to think about to reschedule or whatsoever, definitely that will be the end of that president. So in Africa, we had about more than 115 military coups. More than 90% of them are in French-speaking countries. Let me say all of those countries, with the exception of Senegal, only the remaining either military, several military coups have occurred, or civil unrest, or civil wars, genocides happen all in all of those countries, with the exception of Senegal.
Are there evidence pointing to this?
No doubt about it. Just point me a country out of them. Point for me any country. Those French speaking. I will tell you what French intelligence service had perpetrated of crimes in Rwanda, in Central Africa, in Congo, in DRC, in Chad, in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Cameroon, in Togo. Togo, that little tiny country. The first coup in sub-Saharan Africa was in Togo, 1963. So it was brutal, and the president by then was killed brutally. Most of those coups were carried out by France. When the president want to negotiate, definitely they will end up with bloody coups. And most were orchestrated in Paris and ordered those agents of France in Africa to perpetrate.
I hope that tells it better. So you can say that the agents of the West, in which Nigeria is now conspicuously dragged into because of a compromised president that you have. So they are restoring democracy for the people that don't give a damn about any democracy in any part of Africa. They don't give a damn about it. It's just a cover, a facade. Right? So, what will happen if the courts remove Tinubu? Remember, all of us somehow have taken side on this. So, there are some who are still like, they are not sure. Me, I'm on the side that the only shock that will shock me, that will make me open my mouth and say, oh, what? Is when the court removed Tinubu. That's the only shock, which I know. Okay, I shouldn't even say I know. Which I believe, I'll use I believe, will never happen. That's my own side. There are some of you who believe that. So if it doesn't happen, then what's going to be the excuse? With all of this, all of this, all of this, all of this. I said, well, I'm on your side on that, all of this, all of that, evidence. But none of them really matter to these rogues, the establishment that's going to say there is no evidence. That's the shock that some of you will see. A lot of you will be shocked, like, how could the tribunal reject? How could the tribunal legitimize him? This is nonsense. The same way some of you are shocked with the abracadabra of INEC, and you are still wondering, how could they let this happen? How did this even happen? Like, why would they? You know what I mean, right? But for people like us, we know they're too shocked anymore. Even they shock us. Sure, you get. So you may be shocked. Breaking news. The Court of Tribunal thrown out Peter Obi's petition, Atifu's petition for lack of merit. You know how you are going to be enraged? Me, I'm not going to be angry. Why should I? Shock. Nigeria shocked me. Again, I have a choice on waiting to shock me now. So you don't get to shock, to let Nigeria shock you. Unprepared. So like I said, a lot of us have taken that, sure you get. But what's going to happen if the court removes him? Will the heaven fall? All of us go evaporate? Nigeria go break? Like, what do you think will happen if the court says, so yeah, remove him? Because as it is going right now, there is nothing that can remove Kolu except Asarailu. You know Mr. Asarailu, Abi? The one that can take any, whether you are young or you are old, whether you are sick or you are healthy and all, healthy and all that, it doesn't matter. Mr. Sarailu takes every one of us just whenever we believe it is our time, that kind of thing. That's the only thing that can take Kolu. Based on my own experience with Nigeria and you, like I said, we have the right to agree to disagree. Disagree to agree, Denny. You get what I'm trying to say, right? But what's going to happen if the court says, so you remove him? Are we going to disappear? This guy seems to have something. And in fact, it's actually a stretch of press conference asking that all eyes on you, Judiciary. The military are saying all eyes on Judiciary. Can you believe that? In Nigeria right now, soldiers are saying all eyes on Judiciary. Police are saying all eyes on Judiciary. Students are saying all eyes on Judiciary. Workers are saying all eyes on Judiciary. Even those who are kind of into hookup, because no patronage from anywhere. Everybody's feeling the brunt. APC, Egbekegbe are saying all eyes on Judiciary. You won't believe that, Abi. You don't believe that. I'm telling you. The shege is kind of widespread right now. That even those who told you that wait for Saul and Paul, Abina Joshua, Abi with Taloni Kedrode, they themselves are saying all eyes on Judiciary. So which means almost everybody is now saying, everybody is hoping that Judiciary will come and save you. Oh my, Judiciary is under so much pressure right now. People are, the other things get in Nigeria every day right now. The desperate people are becoming, especially those who are waiting on Judiciary. There are some of them who are already posting the pictures, family photos of these judges. No do no kill us, remove this man, remove kiniko, all that stuff, like reacting. People are kind of going shoko right now. And it seems that now warm up on a day. Now warm up with you, it never starts. I don't mean to mock you or laugh at you. I'm just telling you the truth. Sometimes I wish I could tell you how bad things are going to get. Like if I have that kind of gift, the gift to like step by step, articulately explain to you how things are going to get bad, how worse things are going to get in Nigeria. I wish I could tell you so that you understand it like a picture. Things are going to get so bad, that a lot of you will wish that this day or that day never, that day never meet you alive. Again, I'm not wishing you bad though. It's not that, you are wishing us. No. I am wishing you what you wished yourself. Especially those of you, the Lagos Abobaku, Soshogbo, Alimajiris. See, it's going to get so bad that even Tinubu will sit down and ask himself, why did I say I want to be president all long? I'm not joking. He's going to kind of be so confused, like what is really going on? Even when they pretend to have good intention, listen, we have this intention, maybe we want to solve this problem, it's going to blow back in a way that it's going to even make things worse. Tinubu and some of these guys, they are going to sit down and look around. You see the fear they have for the consequences of what they are doing. They are so worried, they are so scared that make all of you not just wake up one day and start chasing them, picking them up like that kind of riot, revolution. The hunger is out of this world. You are beginning to see people walking. You go see person will stand next to you at the bus stop. As you are waiting for the bus to come, they will collapse and they will die. You begin to see people. They will say this one die on that street. That one die for that place. So this, you know what I mean? Like things are going to be happening enough that they are worried. Sure you get? They are worried that maybe one day all of you are going to just wake up. And that's why they are doing everything to continue to hammer it to your ears and all of that. Like, if you try anything, like if you protest on the approved and all of that, it's going to be treason. And the soldiers can kill you. And all of this is that they are scared. But it's going to get worse. I don't know how to explain that to you. It's going to get so worse that, hey, I keep repeating words, like Maiyegun just tell us, I don't know how to tell you. I wish I have that gift to give you the stage by stage, how the entire thing is going to collapse over Tinubu. And he is not even helping himself right now. Or should I say, the rogues around him too, they are not helping. They're kind of making him feel like, is what? Is their own Spartacus, Abi? It doesn't matter. It will collapse. The economy will collapse. Jobs, businesses, And to even make it worse, corruption will go off the roof. So what is the worst that can happen? If the court says, remove this rogue, what do you go do? Listen to this. Like I said, they believe nothing is going to happen. Heaven is going to fall. It will be removed and nada will happen. I'll say, okay. Now listen.
Maiden press conference of the People's Democratic Coalition being hosted by our Rivers State chapter, tagged Nigeria Judiciary, Save Our Democracy. The events of the past month leading to the conduct of the 2023 general elections and the outcry of Nigerians following the outcome, which is widely believed not to reflect the will of the majority of the electorate, is not new to us gathered here this afternoon. This verdict has been expressed by local and international observers and crowned by the much detailed and indicting report of the EU election group, observer group, and INEC presided over the most shabbily organized election in the history of our country. Today, the battle for the redemption of our democracy has moved to the temple of justice. Can Nigeria Judiciary stand up to the occasion and save our democracy? This is the reason we are gathered here today, to urge our judiciary not just to redeem their image, but to save our democracy and write their names in the gold plate of history, to resist all forms of intimidation from every quarter and deliver justice to the people of Nigeria. The statement credited to the Nigerian ambassador to the Republic of Guinea, John James Usanga, that annulment of the 2023 presidential election on the basis of the less than 25% vote scored by Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a wake-up knock for vigilance and for us to state the facts as it is before the truth is distorted. It is no longer a hidden fact that outside the manipulations and distortion of the February 25th, 2023 election results that brought him to power, there were other weighty controversial issues about the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that squarely disqualified him and made him ineligible to be fielded as a presidential candidate ab initio. Amongst were the forfeiture of money to the US government some years ago, fielding a fake degree to the Nigerian electoral body, lie about dual nationality on the prescribed election form, which constitute forgery. Added to this was the non-achievement of 25% votes in the FCT as stated in the Nigerian electoral extant laws. It is therefore not surprising to every reasonable thinker and analyst that this government is built on illegality and cannot stand the actual test of law and will be extremely difficult to win the people's confidence. This is the reason the coup d'etat in Niger Republic and the junta will readily dismiss any statement from the Nigerian government and indeed Ecowas as nothing and of no effect. Public remarks by social commentators across the globe had insisted that the illegality of the Nigerian president and Ecowas leader has made it difficult to effectively intervene in the Nigerian crisis. This is an apt demonstration of the level of unacceptance this administration has subjected itself by her desperation for power. If the judiciary is muzzled down by corrupt forces that are very desperate for power, then Nigeria is doomed to eventual collapse. But if the judiciary is able to hold sway and live up to its billings at this most auspicious time, Nigeria certainly will be restored to our enviable position in the Community of Nations. Whichever, the fate of Nigeria now rests on the willingness of Nigerians to press harder for sanctity of our constitution and electoral laws and say no to injustice. Let's take back our country, wake up Nigerian youths, and reject the illegitimate INEC selected president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu must be disqualified. Thank you, and God bless you.
For the disqualification of the president, are you calling for? Is it that you're calling for the tribunal to do the right thing, or the call is what particularly I don't actually understand? Is it the tribunal, or you're asking, or what basis are you calling for the disqualification of the president?
Well, the bases are clear, but we will forgive you because you said you came in late. The press conference is tagged Nigerian Judiciary Save Our Democracy. So the call is to the judiciary. And from our narrative, the elections have been conducted and the matter is before the courts. And all we are doing as a political pressure group is to ask the Nigerian judiciary to do the right thing. Of course, this call became almost very much necessitated based on the statement of the ambassador of Nigeria to Guinea-Bissau, which, of course, you know the ambassador represents the president and represents the nation. And so we quickly have to respond to the fact that he has said that if the president was disqualified or the election nullified on the basis of not scoring 25%, that the country will be thrown into anarchy. We saw that as an affront on the judiciary and a way to intimidate them. And so it was, and we also saw it as being economical with the truth, because 25% inability to achieve 25% is not the only case or evidence before the tribunal. And so you need
ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn, ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn, ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn, ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn.
So they gave that press statement in Rivers State, a very powerful one, to say there will be no anarchy, bao. The judiciary should follow their own law, the law of Nigeria, your electoral act, and every other thing that, I mean, it's true, Kolu violated a lot of things, like it's above your law. Let's just take it. Here you get Kolu, like others, they are above your law. Okay? And whatever this is, right, you probably will say, don't blame Kolu, blame the institutions. Whoever you want, blame. That's yours. But it's above your constitution, it's above your law, and that is the challenge. And the issue of civilian coup, where people that didn't win elections are being rigged in and being given legitimacy, is what led to all this coup that you just recently witnessed, especially in Niger coup. The guy that overthrown the president of Niger was also the same guy who stopped the coup that took place before the election. Just because, how could you just arrest your own opposition and jail your opposition so that they can't contest against you? And even at that, you still didn't win enough that you have to rig yourself. Now, the guy came back and just arrested you and put you away. So I have received a report that it don't happen already. They said that Nigerians in their different regions right now, or areas they believe, these invaders are going to come through into their country. They have now started mounting roadblocks now in Niger Republic. It's already happening now. faster than what you probably imagine, right? I'm going to replay. I have two clips I want to share with you quickly. The first one is that of the full announcement of declaration of war on Niger Republic by ECOWAS on the summoned meeting by Tinubu. So I want to replay that one. And I'm going to take you straight to that dictator in Uganda, using the podium to explain to people that the war in Niger Republic, Museveni of Uganda, you know, he's a dictator, right? So he's been in power for 34 years in Uganda, okay? He was a coupist himself, then he became a civilian, and he's been in power for 34 years. He was telling people that, listen, guys, all this democracy, blah, 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 blah thing everybody's talking about, what's going on in Niger is not about democracy. I said that, right? Here is the announcement, once again.
Extraordinary summit of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government on the political situation in Niger, 10th August 2023, final communique. The Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States convened in an extraordinary session in Abuja, Nigeria on 10th August 2023 under the chairmanship of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the ECOWAS Authority. The extraordinary summit was convened as a sequel to the recent one held on 30 July 2023, following the illegal detention of President Mohamed Bazoum by the members of the Presidential Guard in the Republic of Niger on 26 July 2023. Present at the summit were the following heads of state and duly mandated representatives: His Excellency Patrice Talon, President of the Republic of Benin; His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire; His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana; His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Mbalo, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau; His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Actually a stretch watch, okay? So I'm going to keep that clip for when I'm about to start taking calls, so that you can have the full declaration of deployment or declaration of war in Niger, okay? You can have all the full copy, then we can take calls, okay? But let me take you to Museveni, talking about what is really playing out in Niger from the point of view of a dictator, somebody who has been in the game for a while, probably seen enough of those schools, or he himself escaped some in his lifetime of dictatorship in Uganda. Museveni, ladies and gentlemen, just leave the messenger, okay? Listen to the message. Important.
There's a crisis now in an African country known as Niger. I think some of our friends from West Africa know it better, Togo and Cameroon, they know it better. You have heard of the quarrels going on in Niger, in West Africa, about uranium being taken to Europe. That's how I came to know recently. When this crisis started, we started getting information that apparently Niger is exporting a lot of uranium to Europe and to France for them to use in their nuclear power stations to generate electricity for themselves. So this morning I took interest. I said, by the way, what is the electricity supply in Niger? Before you sell uranium to the other person, how about you? What's happening to you? Now I found, I was told, there is a measurement they call kilowatt hour per capita. Kilowatt hour per capita. Apparently, the kilowatt hour per capita of electricity in Niger is 51. 51. Every person in Niger is using 51 kilowatt hour per capita. The GDP of Niger is $613. Now, here in Uganda, our kilowatt hour per capita was very low, was like this some years ago, was as low as this one of Niger. But now it's about 300, still very low, but that's where it is. Then how about the United States? What is the kilowatt hour per capita of the United States? 12,000. 12,000. And there is a country called Iceland. It has got a lot of electricity. Of course, they have got a small population, but it is 54,000. Now, Uganda has got a lot of uranium. Some years ago, a Western company came and proposed to mine the uranium. They came here, said they want to mine the uranium. I asked them, mine it and take it where? They said, export it. That was their answer. I asked them, export it for what purposes? They told me, for the purposes of generating nuclear energy, for electricity, and other uses such as medicine, vector control, etc. I then asked them, have you had a rumor that there are some human beings here in Uganda who need electricity, who need nuclear medicine, and who need vector control services? I asked them, you want to take the uranium, but have you had a rumor that there are some human beings here? It's not confirmed that they are there, but could it be a rumor that there are some human beings here? Why don't you propose to build that capacity here for the benefit of these human beings who live in Uganda? And maybe we can put aside some quantity of uranium for supporting the economies of our friends in the West. After that, after you have addressed my issue, I can also share with you so that you also go and solve yours. But to tell me that you solve my problems and forget yours, I cannot accept that. They never came back. They never came back. So the uranium of Uganda is sleeping in the ground until we are ready to use it. We have now agreed with the Russians and the Koreans to build 2 nuclear power stations for electricity of 15,600 megawatts total. Imagine, just 2 stations will produce 15,000 megawatts. One 7,200 megawatts, the other one 8,400 megawatts. Our biggest dam on the Nile is the Karuma with 640 megawatts. The hydro. The biggest opposition of our plan of building an integrated national economy has been mainly internal, from some elements of the political and bureaucratic classes who perform the role of comprador bourgeoisie agents of foreign interest.
Us out of Museveni's, sorry, let me leave us out of Museveni's local politics. But normally, sorry, see, we all know that politicians are all talks, no action. But Museveni is a dictator and is a proud dictator. You know, the kind of generation that believe that the whole country is like the father of the country is so through all, 34 years as their president. So you begin to feel like, you know best and all of that. And he's a straight talker. Yeah, he is a straight talker. And in Africa, when you see any president who come out boldly to speak in defense of Africa, Africans, Africa resources and all of that, it doesn't matter how much failure they have in their country. They tend to kind of endear themselves to Africans generally. Like, yeah, a lot of you are so kind of loving that, didn't you? Like, I actually love this. I love what he's saying because he was making sense. But for those of us who know politicians very well, we say politicians are all talks, no actions. Because before any action, there are two things you must know. What is in it for me and what is in it for others? Sure you get? But he actually made sense. He said he rejected them when they came to come and mine his own uranium in Uganda. He stood his ground and told them, before I can share mine with you, this uranium, do you even know that there are human beings that exist where you want to take that uranium that also need electricity? What is your plan for them? They never came back, he said. Russia came, Koreans came. According to him, they will now be exploring the uranium to the benefit of the Ugandans first before others. That's how it should be, right? But you all know that it is a very sorry case when it comes to these Francophone countries. But with the meeting in Abuja today, it seems that the inevitable war, the disruption and destruction of the entire region, the influx of refugees from both ends and all sides are no longer just, it's coming, it's already here. I have been told that, I haven't confirmed this, that they have already started burning every identified Nigerian government properties in Niger Republic, like the embassy. I haven't confirmed this. But you can imagine how much is going to happen in the next 24 hours after this Ecowas announcement. It's so direct. It is the communique, it is the final resolution. It is war in Niger. And if somebody tells you it is Ecowas, not Tinubu, listen, just continue to console yourselves, okay? Say anything that makes you feel better. And go to bed and think you could probably have a sleep. Tonight may be probably the best sleep a lot of you are going to have in the next coming days and week. Tonight may be your best chance of having a proper sleep if you have a chance for that. Because from tomorrow, you can only just imagine what the news will be coming from those parts. Expectedly, Abi, let me take you back through the resolution of the Ecowas. Ladies and gentlemen, when we finish watching this, we are going to take calls, okay? And I hope that we can have enough time tonight where a lot of you can actually chip in. Now we are now at the state of war. Nigeria is at the state of war with Niger Republic, and the bodies will soon start piling. This is the highest, the height of it, Abi, or maybe it is not. Kolu dragging Nigeria to war, and that announcement was made on the soil of Nigeria, where all of them were. Now, listen.
Extraordinary summit of the Ecowas Authority of Heads of State and Government on the political situation in Niger, 10th August 2023, final communique. The Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States convened in an extraordinary session in Abuja, Nigeria on 10th August 2023 under the chairmanship of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the Ecowas Authority. The extraordinary summit was convened as a sequel to the recent one held on 30 July 2023, following the illegal detention of President Mohamed Bazoum by the members of the Presidential Guard in the Republic of Niger on 26 July 2023. Present at the summit were the following heads of state and duly mandated representatives: His Excellency Patrice Talon, President of the Republic of Benin; His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, President of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire; His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana; His Excellency Umaru Sissoco Embalo, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau; His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Republic of Nigeria; His Excellency Macky Sall, President of the Republic of Senegal; His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone; His Excellency Faure Gnassingbé, President of the Togolese Republic; His Excellency Mamadou Tangara, Minister of Foreign Affairs, representing His Excellency the President of the Gambia; His Excellency Ambassador D. Maxwell Sarr Kemaya, Minister of Foreign Affairs, representing His Excellency the Head of State, the President of Liberia; His Excellency Belarmino Silva, Ambassador of Cape Verde, representing His Excellency the President of Cabo Verde. The summit was also attended by Evariste Gnassingbé, President of the Republic of Burundi; His Excellency Mohamed Ould Ghazouani, President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania; Omar Aliou Touré, President of the Commission; His Excellency Leonardo Santos Simao, Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel and Head of UNOWAS; His Excellency Ambassador Bankole Adeoye, Commissioner for Peace and Security, representing the Chairperson of the African Union Commission. The authority, having considered the memorandum presented by the President of the ECOWAS Commission on the current situation in the Republic of Niger, as well as ECOWAS engagement since the last extraordinary summit, and having considered the reports of the envoys of the chair to Niger and various other places, carefully considered the report and recommendations of the ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff, extensively discussed the latest development in Niger since the last extraordinary summit held on 30 July 2023, noted that all diplomatic efforts made by ECOWAS in resolving the crisis have been defiantly repelled by the military leadership of the Republic of Niger, taking note of the expiration of the one-week ultimatum given for the restoration of constitutional order in the Republic of Niger, decide as follows. A, reiterates its strong condemnation of the attempted coup d'etat and the continued illegal detention of President Mohamed Bazoum, his family, and members of his government. B, further condemns the condition in which President Bazoum is being detained and hold the CNSP fully and solely responsible for the safety, security, and physical integrity of President Bazoum, members of his family, and government. C, uphold all measures and principles agreed upon by the extraordinary summit held on Niger on 30th July 2023. Underscore the determination of the ECOWAS authority to keep all options on the table for the peaceful resolution of the crisis. Enforce all measures, in particular border closures and strict travel bans and assets freeze, on all persons or groups of individuals whose actions hinder all peaceful efforts aimed at ensuring the smooth and complete restoration of constitutional order. One, member states who, by their action directly or indirectly, hindered the peaceful resolution of the crisis in Niger, about the consequences for their action before the community. Call on the African Union to endorse all the decisions taken by the Ecowas authority on the situation in Niger. Further, call on all partner countries and institutions, including the United Nations, to support ECOWAS in its effort to ensure a quick restoration of constitutional order in conformity with its normative instruments. Direct the President of the Commission to monitor the implementation of the sanctions. Direct the Committee of the Chief of Defense Staff to activate the ECOWAS standby force with all its elements immediately. Order the deployment of the ECOWAS standby force to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Niger. Underscore its continued commitment to the restoration of constitutional order through peaceful means. Express appreciation to His Excellency General Abdulsalami Abubakar, His Eminence Muhammadu Saad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto, Ambassador Baba Kingibe, for the special envoy missions undertaken in Niger, Libya, and Algeria on behalf of the Chair of Authority. Express gratitude to His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the ECOWAS Authority, for convening the extraordinary summit and for the manner in which he has been conducting the affair of the community as Chair of Authority. Done at Abuja this 10th day of August 2023. I thank you.
Was the declaration of war on Niger Republic. And they were asking the African Union to urgently convene and endorse this sanction, like this action. They were also calling on United Nations to support them in this invasion of Niger Republic. Remember, one of the requests made by Tinubu to the National Assembly was to get their permission to rally the international communities for support while Nigeria Presidiate, lead the rest of West Africa on a military crusade in Niger Republic. Did you see the face of Sultan of Sokoto, by the way? Did you see his face? The face of Baba Gana Kingibe, the face of Abdulsalami Abubakar, those of them who kind of have an idea where this is headed and how powerless they are, sitting down there, unable to move a pin, because it is beyond them too. This is a proxy war that Nigeria is being dragged into. And here we are, Voila. It is war o'clock. What time is it? War o'clock. Check your time. By this time tomorrow, if they did carry out their own threats, that will be the day one that Tinubu has dumped your constitution or whatever it is in the trash can. Some people are now saying, well, if the regional head of state decided to play the, the destroyer of the region by starting this proxy war for France and the West, no wahala. There are also secessionists in some of this part of Africa, especially Nigeria. Now the overstretched, overused, underpaid, less armed Nigerian soldiers or Nigerian army would have a lot and enough, more than enough, on their plates. What exactly is Tinubu thinking? What exactly is he thinking? What exactly is he trying to like prove to who? And to those of you who probably have no idea what this thing actually means in the bigger context of it, there is war declared now officially. And this particular war is not sanctioned by the Nigerian Senate as it should be. So, which means we are going to, they've ignited what you can call multifaceted proxy war. Now, weapons will move freely, refugees will move freely, bodies will be carried here and there. At the end of the day, you know what will happen? They will now have to call for a meeting, peace meeting, peaceful resolution, after they must have killed those who shouldn't die. People who shouldn't die right now have been convicted. It's like they have been condemned to death, both in Nigeria and Niger Republic, as well as all the West African countries participating in this. So they are asking the Nigerian junta, don't try to fight also. We advise you, don't try to fight us. You are surrounded. And we also advise some of you African countries that are saying that you will defend Niger Republic if Ecowas moving or anybody moving to that place. They are advising them, don't join or we will attack your own country too. So somebody was talking about the Alabama video. Have you seen the Alabama video? Right. There's this trending video. It happened in Alabama. It's a pool party. It's not even a pool party. So blacks and whites, they were fighting and it was like chaotic. Okay. At some point, right? Somewhere like a guy actually dived into the pool and he swam across the pool to go and you know what I mean? Like Alabama video. This is what this France and America, this is what the scenario they have now created as we speak. If this their threat is carried out this evening and tomorrow, so everybody is going to be coming to punch everybody. Mali will come, punch Benin Republic. They say, there is an attack at the Benin border. We don't know what happened. 60 people died. We don't know what is that. Who staged that? Burkina Faso will move and go and look for whether na Senegal, whether na any of this, whether na Togo, whether, even Nigeria, right? They will begin to be like Alabama video. Everybody going to punch everybody. That's the scenario that's about to play out in West Africa because of these puppets that choose to fight proxy wars rather than fight their own war against neocolonists or neocolonialism, war against poverty, war against economic strangulation or stagnation, war against corruption and impoverishment. You know what I mean? Like the real one that can actually be traced and say, oh, this is impactful on our people. The real war. But no. They will rather begin to further destroy. It's just to, you know what I mean? Like just to prove that Niger Republic cannot renegotiate whatever deal they have with France. Nobody does that. And then without consequences. France is like, or EU or France is like this your horrible ex, your ex-man or ex-girlfriend or ex-wife or ex-husband that will just not understand the simple word, divorce. I want to divorce. I am no longer interested in this relationship. Please, I am done. You know that ex that doesn't want to hear that. The ex that would rather go to the end of the world to show to you that no, now till death do us part. Sure, you know that kind of thing, like until we die. That's exactly what France is doing right now. We don't want renegotiation and all of that. In fact, there is even a latest report that said that America was initially contemplating of withdrawing from this invasion thing. Because according to them, right, the Niger junta seems to have agreed that America could stay. But they just don't want France anymore. But I just don't know why. Somehow, that stronghold that France or whatever have on Tinubu, that Tinubu will go against the constitution of his own country. Tinubu will declare war on another country using the Ecowas as a proxy, despite the assembly, the National Assembly disapproval. Omo, that compromise must be very, very strong. If you ask me, now who I go ask? That's why I'm going to open the line for all of you to please tell us your own reaction to this. I mean, like, you will react to this, won't you? There is war, and we may not have a clue of how many people will die or how long this is going to last. Kolu is selling the bobo that Nigerians in Niger, they are fine. Nigerians in Burkina Faso, they are fine. Nigerians in Mali, they are okay once they attack Niger Republic, because they are just going to go in there and they're going to remove those guys and put them aside and put the former president on board, and that's it. No wala, no nothing, except if the junta fights them. Now the junta is waiting to fight them. If they have not started it already, Nigerians themselves have already trooped out. They are already mounting roadblocks, waiting for the arrival of those who want to come and save them. How is this going to play out? The terrorists, as they call them, the rebels up north, those ones too are collected, they are getting their own supply. So they will be moving down south too, to Niamey. So the showdown in the next 3 days, except if something just wield their big stick, like America, and say, hey, no, nothing like that. Then everybody will just change tone again and say, okay, no, we don't mean military attack. We meant that we will use military, blah, 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 blah. Except somebody wield that big hand, and only America feed them. Only America right now will stop what has already been plotted, perfected, and about to be delivered to the people of Niger Republic. If America look the other way and they are in on it, it's going to be a continued war that nobody will have a clue what the cost is going to be. I'll leave you to it. Let me go make myself another cup of tea, okay? So when I get back, I'll take calls, and then I'll take calls until I'm tired, right? Tonight. So, however, for those of you who are still here, like, we are currently over 600 on Facebook, which is great. Thank you to all of you who tuned in, right? And we are over 4,000, nearly 4,300 on YouTube. And only 1,000 of you right now have managed to pay their own offering. Your offering is to just like the video. If I have over 4,000 of you on YouTube, what stops us from having at least 3,000 of you who find this enough, that you stayed back this long? So just leave the comment section for a moment and just tap the like. If you have done it, don't do it again, okay? And then just get your phone, dial it. The number is on your screen, okay? And then you can add your own voice to this tonight. I'll go make some tea. Thank you. So I have managed to get 300 of you who went back there to go and drop their own offering. Thank you. You are the real brethren who kind of, supports the GO. I have a caller already. So my caller, I know you can hear me, but you will need to hang on. I want to say something. So thank you to all of you who did that, okay? And if you haven't already, please go. Come on, like, go on there and just tap it. Pam. And that's the like. See, on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, we don't just talk about the happenings, like all of you love it, the update. Oh, that's amazing. I love this guy. I mean, I love his analysis and all of that stuff. And those who don't like the way I do it them as well, who don't like me, fine. You know what I mean? But that's not what we do. On this platform, we have had an opportunity, right, to touch people's lives. I'm talking about those who are like the victims of this bad government or bad leadership in Nigeria. You know that. So we've raised millions of our money, our personal money, pull them together, change people's lives in their most kind of a vulnerable time. We do that regularly here. It's called crowdfunding. But we all know, right, that if the government is actually existing, if there is an establishment, or sorry, if there is a system that actually cares for these people in Nigeria, we know they don't exist, okay? It wouldn't have been a big thing. Like, what's the biggie? Like, what's that, you know? But anyway, it's a big stuff for those who have come across and benefited from our goodwill, kind heart, and support over the years. So yesterday, I showed you a man that we actually saved his life. We saved that young man's life with the goodwill and kind-hearted people on this platform who put their resources together enough for an organization that I'm very much part of, right? A volunteering organization that is just out there, right, to do good. I won't say more. So we have already expended over nearly ₦1 million on a man that the system or the establishment abandoned, like to die. Now, going forward, we felt like we're going to still help him and others like him. And you know who came there? The Agbadorians, those who are suffering and smiling suffer ahead. Right? We know that if we look at those who are mostly affected by the poverty in Nigeria, they are mostly those who have so much connection with APC, Egbekegbe, and I'm not making this up. In fact, it is the legacy of APC, Egbekegbe, that if you are poor, that is your own kind of, qualification. Like, poverty is like a virtue. In a way, you are made to believe that it is normal to remain poor, beggarly, and then as a servitude. It's unfortunate. So definitely, Maiyegun, me and my own friends, right? We are not looking forward to you to be able to kind of donate money to support other people. You are already miserable. We can see that. I mean, like they say, right? You would think those who are supporting this APC, Egbekegbe, they have their own kind of life sorted out for them. The rest of you are just, wailing wailers, complaining about the economy, complaining about the hardship and the rest. If you are APC, no, the hardship is not touching them. Like, that's how they made them believe. But these are beggarly guys, very, very wretched set of guys, like wretched. So do you think I'm looking forward to Agbado to come and raise fund? You are the type of people we are trying to save and help. So I'm not looking forward to you coming there. So when this madman came and said, you are attacking the first elected Yoruba president and you are asking us to donate money. You obviously, you will never, I have never come across any Agbado or Tifnumbu Lagos Abobaku that is not an Agbero, a beggar, or a pretender, somebody who is kind of living in denial. In the real world, you know them, right? So I'm not looking forward to you. We are not looking forward to you contributing and saving other people because you have none. You have none. And we can tell that. I have never come across any of you that's like surprisingly say, oh, I'm giving 1,000 naira. I'm giving 500 naira. You are mostly those who are in my comments begging me to do giveaway. So why would I look at to those who are begging me to do giveaway to come and contribute to help other people? Wretched people, like for real? So, listen, when you are on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, there's so much to be involved in if you want to, okay? But if you ended up being part of those who are looking forward to shutting down those who are exposing your criminal leaders, if that's all you pick, it's unfortunate for you. I'm so sorry I kept you waiting for this long. Are you still there?
I'm always here.
You must be one of the most patient Zeus I've come across. Yeah? How are you doing tonight?
You're unbeatable. You're unbeatable. You're fantastic. Thanks, man. You're unbeatable. And I'm always glad I'm doing great. I just lost another uncle, so I have two uncles of mine now in the morgue.
Right.
Yeah, I mean in the mortuary. I have two uncles. Two of them just died in the same morgue as I'm talking to you right now.
Did that just happen? Like between yesterday and now?
Yeah. You know, I told you last week that I lost one. Then the second one just happened again. Yeah, the second one just happened again. So they are both.
And where
I put them
that?
both.
Is that back in Nigeria or in the US?
Nigeria, of course. Nigeria keep happening to me. I don't know why, but now this is the worst that I actually felt. So that's why we will always preach and push back.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Let me go ahead with the factors that are happening. Like if you look at what is going on at this moment, the Westerners, they come to our continent, they take everything they can take, but they don't want to bring any industry. Like I saw the coupists, not that I support coup, but I saw the coupists saying, if you want uranium in our country, why not you're using it to build power plants? We depend on Nigeria for our own energy supply. Why can't you use our own uranium to make us have energy without depending on Nigeria? They come to our continent, they take our stuff, cocoa, rubber, anything they can take. And they're not even making us enjoy the resources that come out of our land. Nigeria have oil, come on, and we don't even have a working refinery. That is how they do us, as if we're animals, like we don't think. This whole thing, all of them come out from our soil, our land, blessed land. But we don't have no industry to stand up or anything to stand up and say, this come from our land before you do any contract with us. Okay, build us a refinery then. Let's have our own refinery where we can refine what comes out of our land.
Set up oil rigs, extracting our oil, but it's difficult to set up refineries? I don't understand.
How can you be exploiting from us and we don't even have avenue to have access to what you exploit from us? And again, I want to say something very critical before I leave. Maiyegun, Africa rejected the COVID vaccine because our leaders cannot afford it and we're skeptical about it. So we rejected that shit. Guess what they're trying to do now? The population of the world, they're trying to reduce it. Guess what they're trying to do? They want to plant war in Africa. That's all what they want to do. They want us to start killing each other broad daylight. That's why they don't talk anything about the Boko Haram slaughtering 200, 300. They don't care. They just want the population African population to be reduced. And that is why, that is why what Tinubu is doing at this moment, I don't even get it. If you're a pure African, a real African, and I don't know what they have on him, because they're telling us they're going to wait till 2026 before FBI going to release anything. These guys know exactly what they're doing, man.
Like there must be consequences, Zeus, right? Like the National Assembly clearly said they rejected that request of his, or they kind of, no, you can't do that. Continue with the mediation and all of that. That's better.
But you know that Nigeria do not have a constitution.
Has things really got bad that it can get away as well?
It's bad. It's bad because we don't have a constitution.
Damn it.
And any country that does not obey their constitution or their judges, look at, where is Iboho today? Where is Nnamdi Kanu? Where you, Maiyegun, where am I? This is the same system that make us not to be there trying to fight for our people. Whenever we open up our mouth, I don't know, but I want to send a message to Nigerian military as well.
Please.
Hey, the Nigerian military should pay attention. This guy retired almost all the head military folks, gave them bulletproof cars, gave them money, because he's scared too that this shit can hit the fan. We all are trying for a better country where we can come home to. That's all we want. Nigerians are not that too much demanding.
No.
Give us power supply, give us good roads, create jobs for us. We're not that hard. We don't demand too much from this system.
No.
but what they're doing to us is they poop us. And it's not going to continue this way. And Maiyegun, I thank you so much.
Thank you,
and for keep on giving me the number one spot every role. I
At least
appreciate
something to
you.
relax with, I know. And you too should accept our condolences, by the way, all right, for your losses.
Yeah, I have two uncles in the morgue, Maiyegun. It's okay. Thank you so much.
I can only imagine, right, what that is, right? But again, stay safe.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're my brother. I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, bye.
Nice one. So I have another caller on the line here. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Good evening there.
Yeah, my brother, I've been watching you. Thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you, man.
My name is Beatrice. I'm also a Nigerian.
Amazing. So, my lady, Lady Beatrice, right there. You're welcome, by the way. Please.
Thank you very much. Most times I feel like I've been passing through health issues. I'm a journalist, but because of my health issues, I've not been able to practice.
Oh, sorry about that.
And what is happening in that country, what they are doing in Niger is exactly what is also happening in Nigeria. We have enough oil. We have enough refinery before. They ran it down. I'm trying to get away from my laptop where I'm watching.
It's all right. Take your time.
Yes. And then Nigeria now is taking our oil outside Nigeria to go and refine and then buy it back. Buy it back to us. What is the difference between what is happening in Nigeria and what is happening in Niger?
Seems not be much difference.
And these people have survived. I mean, they have been able to divide us, make us divide and rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot see an European that is against each other.
You bet.
When there are bad news coming from America, you cannot see BBC publish it. You know, I don't know whether you remember that time they robbed something here in UK, some old people robbed gold and all that.
Yeah, when they robbed some jewelry stores in the UK, and it was actually covered on video and all that on the internet.
Exactly,
I remember.
Exactly. Then they wrote something on which they published on Facebook.
Right.
And they named those people, they just named them. They didn't say they are British people. So I wrote them. I said, if these people were Nigerians, you will not name them, you will name their countries.
That's right.
You will say that Nigerians or Ghanaians, this is what they did. I said, but these are British people. You don't talk about Britain, but you are talking about their names. I wrote it to them. A few minutes after that, they pulled it out of the internet.
Oh, good.
So my question is, all what is happening, I have not seen journalists, both local and international, asking those wonderful African leaders questions. I've not seen, I want to find out if anybody is asking them, why are you carrying out coup against Niger? Are you happy about what is happening in Niger? They all come here. If they have headache, they come to London.
They do.
But the poor man is suffering and dying for little diseases. They don't give a damn.
They don't.
We need tough journalists. I'm one of them.
To ask tough questions.
My daughters, I did research journalism, and I'm very good at it. I did international relations as my master's.
Bless you, man.
But my children, some of them are still over there. Mommy, please don't write. Oh, Mommy, please don't do anything, or they will look for us. How long is it going to be like this?
How long?
Our women are not even talking. We have tough journalists in Nigeria. Why are they not talking? Because they are afraid of being killed.
I would think so.
I'm 66 today. To tell you the truth, I want to talk. They can kill if they want.
They won't
but whatever I would
achieve,
I wonder, whatever I would achieve, my great-grandchildren will benefit from it.
That's right.
These people are just messing up. And do you know in Europe here,
yes,
you cannot go anywhere and start digging the ground as a foreigner.
No, you can't out there. Like,
you cannot.
You can't.
I also lived in Germany for so many years. You cannot go to Germany and start digging ground. Who are you? Before 2 minutes, police have surrounded you.
Exactly.
And these people, they come to Nigeria. They do whatever they want.
Yes.
They go to all parts of Africa. And as if we're enjoying what they are doing, it's like a rapist raping your frau before you, and you are smiling. Our people have to say something. We can only die once.
That's right.
Nobody will die twice.
No.
These people are criminals. Do you know that I was going back to Europe? I won't mention the country where I was going back to. And I met at the waiting hall, where you wait to before you board your plane.
Right.
Nigerian airport. Muritala Mohammed Airport. And those I don't want to talk their names or their country. Those foreigners were sitting down in a circle. They don't know I speak their language perfectly well.
Right.
And they were gossiping Nigeria. They said, wow, I can't believe it. You can just land here as a foreigner, make all the money you want and go back. You don't pay tax, you don't do nothing. Nobody even asks you of your passport. I felt so ashamed of myself. I stood up. While in Nigeria, I was a broadcaster in television. I went to them. I said, excuse me, can I see your passport, please? I pretended to be the authority over there.
Right.
I said, can I see your passport? All of them have expired passports. I said, I can hear what you're saying. You came to Nigeria, you made a lot of money, and they were even saying these people must be fools. They are fools. Are you getting me?
I'm with you, ma'am.
I heard it. So our people must speak out. Our people must defend our nation. My father was a railway worker. He suffered to do his job. When he retired, they didn't want to pay him his retirement benefit.
Which is the norm.
Many of them died waiting for their money. Why? These people, who are they? They too can die, they will die.
They will die. Everybody will die eventually. Like,
everybody will die.
Just do good.
Okay, Buhari said that our youth are lazy.
He did say that.
How strong is his son that bought a house worth millions in the UK?
See?
Where did he get the money from? What work did he do?
Nothing.
Emilio Con, the same thing. His son here, his daughter in America. And our people don't say anything. Rather than ask questions and say, no, we can't have this. The Niger people are ready to die for their country. They are not afraid.
They're not.
We have to defend our own nation. It's not about who wants to be the next president. If Obi comes there as a president and is messing up, we remove him.
As it should be in a democracy, but not in Nigeria.
Democracy.
Thank you so much, my lady, right? Let me take another cause as well, just that we can have enough
God
people
bless
to
you.
add
Please
tonight,
continue
man.
with what you're doing.
Thanks a lot, man. And God bless you too. That's some very much arty chat there from a journalist who have seen it too. She's seen it all. I mean, you can tell from the background of how she was pretty much feeling like, why can't you ask questions? If you're a journalist, you know that you need to ask questions. You need to ask critical questions. You need to ask, right, uncomfortable questions. And these are the questions she said, could probably make things different, but nobody is asking. Are they afraid? And what are they afraid of? I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hey, Prince Jejeman. How are you?
Baba, I'm fine. This is Prince Jejeman representing IPOB for life, Baba.
Bless you, Baba. You are welcome to the round table now. We are at war. Everybody is going to war because Kolu just caught declared one.
Yes, so Baba, I want to first of all thank the Yoruba Union. I want to first of all thank them for the wonderful work they are doing.
Thanks, man.
And to thank everyone on their channel who are supporting both Yoruba and non-Yorubas. God will bless you mightily. I'm so happy when I saw the joy on the face of that amputated guy. Oh my God. I'm so much happy, God will continue to replenish everyone that supported in one way or the other.
Amen.
And we'll continue to support. We'll continue to support to touch life.
Amen. Prince.
Baba, when you see what Yoruba Union, the little we have on this channel, you can see what the mighty thing that he has been able to do. If we have a government, you could imagine the smile. How many people that will have smile on their face just the way what Yoruba Union is doing, So thank you so much.
Thanks,
God will continue to strengthen us.
Amen.
Baba, General Kolu is going to war with Agbada. It's so funny. It's so funny, but that's what it is. Nigeria is gone. Anybody who is still hoping or still believing that Nigeria one can pick a carcass out of it is wasting time. I was meditating today. I now begin to reason. I said, look, the way Nigeria is, even Kolu, for him to Tinubu, for him to be a president of Nigeria, is a great security threat to the nation. A great security threat because there's nothing like top secret in that nation. Anything that hold that nation together can be sold away easily because it's criminal enterprise. That's what Nigeria is now. You understand? So as that country is now, there is nothing like security. As far as that country is, Tinubu is ruling that country.
2 states yesterday, Prince. It didn't even make headlines.
That is a crime scene. Nigeria is a crime scene. So people die and the life of people does not matter anything. All that they are after is 4 years. Then they will not call all. They believe that they see Nigerians as monkeys. That's the way they see Nigerians. They will just say, go and get your PVC, go and get your PVC. The only aim is to make sure that they validate their abomination. The world will see that they've conducted the election, then they will do their selection. But the question is this: if you know you are doing a selection, why are you suffering Nigerians to come and stand in the rain and sunshine? Getting their PVC. Some will be found in the gutter, some will be found in the bush. So what is the essence? Maiyegun, what I want to tell them is this: that everyone should be thinking of having a nation, an organic nation out of that Nigeria. That is the way we are heading to, because as it is now, the Kolu is going to war now. There's 2 reasons he's going to war. One is that because he wants anywhere that he will make business. He's a businessman. In Chicago, if you are bringing a briefcase, then someone that with a white
Chi-town.
Someone with a white substance, the other end will be, once you are changing, everybody is changing. You are giving, you are taking. So it's a sharp business. So that mentality is still there. Yeah, old mama forgetting old dance. So he want to make his money sharp before Nigeria will cast completely. The money that is spent for this election, they want to make it. So now the IMF is going to come in and borrow the money that will not, the children with 1,000 years, Nigeria have not finished paying. because the IMF people that are there, or it's only them that borrow money to a country that cannot be able to pay, a country that is bankrupt, as Nigeria is. They are using the 95% of their revenue, 98, to service their debt. So the country is not existing, but IMF will still come and give them money, when they go there to them to, because the people there are all criminals. They know that they are going to take their own cut, and the money that they are borrowing them, they are going to return it to them again in the name of looting. So so they quickly give them that money. Nnamdi Kanu, the court has freed him. Nnamdi Kanu, the court has freed him. They must, if they have any sense at all, or if they know that, what I'm saying is that they must obey the court order that said that they should free Nnamdi Kanu and free him before the nation start boiling. Because definitely once they go to war now, everything will be cat and dog.
You are right. All eyes on them too. Because at the end of the day,
you see Asare Dokubo, him too, that one is where anywhere money will come, Bele will face. You understand? When he went to Aso Rock, they were asking him, do you have an army? He said no. Now that they saw that the Niger war is raging, it's boiling, he has now come out fully to tell Nigerians that he have a private army like Wagner. You understand? And these are the terrorists.
That's right.
These are the terrorists that Nigerian government Buhari have used for 8 years to kill people at NSAS toll gate, Tinubu toll gate. These are the same secret army that are using to kill people in the southeast in the name of insecurity, in the name of unknown government. You understand? So him now, the plan is that as Tinubu, his father, criminal father, is going to the war, he wants the court out of the IMF money, the billions of dollars that they are going to loan Nigeria to sponsor the war. He wants his own court out of it so that he can build another university in Gambia. Because as criminal, they are none of their some of their money favors anyone around them. It's just selfishness. Nnamdi Kanu, they should release Nnamdi Kanu, because as long as they are holding Nnamdi Kanu, every morning they will be seeing calamity. Calamity will be coming because as long as you are holding one unjustly, no one is free. Nigeria is not free. Nnamdi Kanu in bondage is Nigeria in bondage. They must know that. And free Nnamdi Kanu. The court has freed him. Tinubu has no power to be keeping him there. Maiyegun General,
the Prince,
thank you for the wonderful work you are doing.
And thank you.
Keep on firing, please. We will never keep on speaking the truth until everybody wake up and take back their own country, because Nigeria is no longer existing.
Thank you.
All hail Biafra, all hail.
Yes, so let me take here is another one. Another caller rather. So yeah. Hello there, Lion Champion. Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I am very fine. How is the family?
We are surviving. Thanks for asking.
This is Dongada on the line.
Dongada. It's good to have you back, Baba. War don't start to.
Thanks for
this is no longer whether it go be or it not go be. They're not born and well. They're born and well. It has started now. Your view.
This is the same thing that we keep saying here. I was watching your program earlier, even though at a time I have to leave. And at a time I saw your expression like you were not happy about the war.
Nobody we are talking about war here. No matter how much I try to put up a face that is not so scary of my viewers, but you know what it means now. Baba?
Yes, Maiyegun, if you can consult a street interview, in Africa currently, over 80% will tell you that they want that war to happen.
Right.
I want to tell you something, Maiyegun.
Yeah, tell us.
You know, in Nigeria, there has never been a time where a president leaves and the next one will come in and make it better and be better than the past one. What is the reason? The reason is this, because when one come in, he lays a bad foundation that the next will follow. Tinubu came in, Buhari came in as a president. He disobeyed all the court orders, all the Senate, even though they were kind of rubber stamp senators. But sometimes they made some laws that Tinubu Buhari ignored. He didn't even, he don't even care. Once he say it, he execute them without giving a damn about anybody. So now I want to ask people who is expecting more from Tinubu, what are they expecting from him when the foundation is already there? If you want to build a two-story building, you will dig foundation for two-story building. You cannot dig foundation for bungalow and start putting a two-story building inside the bungalow. It is never done. The problem of Nigeria, the problem of Africa, remains in the leaders. The constitution we are using in Nigeria is the fault of Nigeria. 1, 2, the religion. You know, when they first mentioned about this war, I came here and I asked you, does Tinubu care about the Nigerian citizens at all? Has he ever made any announcement on how he's going to rescue the ones in Niger, the ones that are selling car parts in Burkina Faso, in Sierra Leone and all that? You know, in 1990s and early 2000s, Nigerians were all over the world, not in bad names, not with the image we have today. Nigeria was all over the world because they known us with good football. They known us for football, for good music, sports, and all that. But today we are known all over the world for prostitution, fraud, drug, and all that. What is the cause of that? Is not the leadership in Nigeria. There has never been a time. Do you know how many women that are being trafficked out of Nigeria every single day to? You just imagine where they are taking them to Togo, to Ghana, to Sierra Leone. If you see where these people are living, Maiyegun, 9 years old children, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, they are living in a carton house, in a zinc house. They make money for women. Nobody, it has never been in any history that Nigeria arrested or prosecuted any of them. Why? Because they only care for that we go out and make money. They don't care how we make the money, whether it comes from the government and send it back home so that they could collect them from tax. Okay, they sat for 1 month in the House of Assembly. They took some token. Now, most of them are not in the country. They told the president not to go for war, and the president has already declared the war. What is left for them to do? Is it not to talk about how to impeach him?
To reconvene urgently.
You know, they are not even in the chambers. They have traveled. Their kids are all in abroad. The reason why I'm angry about what is going on now is because that Nnamdi Kanu is not out. If actually Nnamdi Kanu is outside prison, this is the time we prayed for. You know, for almost going to a decade now, these people has been invading Southeast. There has never been a day in Nigeria more than 100, 200 people don't die in Nigeria. Has there ever been a day where they discuss about it, how to rescue these people? You are talking about going to war in Niger. Most of the people who has taken over the northern Nigeria are from Niger in the name of Boko Haram, terrorists, and all that. What is the common hope of the hope of a common man from northern Nigeria, from those ones that are bordered with the
seven
Niger?
of them, 7 states.
It is obvious that this is the time, this is the opportunity for the Boko Haram, for the terrorists to extend their territory. It is time for them to take over those states fully, because you can't be fighting 2 wars at the same time.
No,
it is not possible. It is not
that's why,
possible.
That's why we said that no matter how much people don't understand how ruined Nigeria has become under this guy, is that if anything should happen in Nigeria, that Nigeria should go into another civil war, it won't survive it. But it seems that there are those who are actually dragging us into something that will trigger that. And when the secessionists and everybody who wants to cut out in Nigeria begin to get support from other interested parties within, so the crack comes within as well. Would there be a military coup? Would there be a breakup of Nigeria? Are they thinking? Those are the questions, so nobody's answering.
Maiyegun, there won't be a military coup. Let me tell you what will happen. If this war starts, it is obvious that the France, the US, they will be sending aids to Nigeria. These people will be in their various houses in abroad, sharing the money in the name of aid and sending 1,500 to some poor people in the northern state in the name of aid. What will happen is that if this war starts, Tinubu will leave Nigeria to France, to his house in France for protection. You understand me? He will leave his house to France for protection. And, I want to tell Nigerians to stop hiding their cowardness in the name of we are waiting for the court. What are you waiting for the court to do? How can you be so so weak? How can the government, some few people, destroy the economy, destroy the future of even unborn, as in our grandchildren to come? They have destroyed the future. You are telling me that you are waiting for the court to take decision. What decision? We are just hiding our cowardice behind this thing in the name of we are waiting for court to judge. What is the court going to judge? Are they telling me are they telling me that at the end of the day that that they're going to judge in favor of P2B, even though they do, haven't they destroyed Nigeria so bad that P2B cannot fix it? P2B cannot fix Nigeria.
There's nothing Obi is going to come and change in this messy situation, but you never know.
P2B can fix Nigeria. P2B cannot fix Nigeria. I say it with full chest, and the only hope we have now is this war. Let them start the war so that the youth, the revolution in West Africa, most especially West Africa, these criminals that have destroyed Nigeria beyond repair, their children in abroad, even them, that place they will run in abroad, Africa will start attacking them. So let the war start, Maiyegun. That is my contribution.
Thank you so much for letting all of that out. Okay, more will take from others too. Thank you very much. We have other views from other people. And if you are still watching me on YouTube or Facebook, you can drop your offering still. Unfortunately, people are still practicing social distancing, I think. Just like the video and continue watching. Hello there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good evening. I'm okay. It's,
good evening to you.
Yeah, yesterday, you have to reiterate that thing that here was one. How come this guy is calling himself here first?
Well, I mean, you've been very constant these days, so which is to my own advantage anyway, the advantage of every one of us here. So you're back.
Yes, well, still on the same matter, right?
Yes, sir.
So
probably more now.
I think Dongada was the one that spoke before me. I mean, just after. I mean, yeah, just before I called him, right?
Oh yeah, that's on the beat. But it's
okay.
It's your shot.
Okay. Okay. All right. So it just kind of make me, touch some things I want to say, okay? Because you see, there are a lot of, when it comes to snakes, species of snakes, right? There are snakes that are very, very deadly.
Yes.
That are poisonous.
Yes.
Now, we have some poisonous snakes in Nigeria now that they already raised their head. They are just ready to do what? To strike.
To strike, yeah.
Now, when you play that military personnel, I don't know, maybe he's dead of the military for the jail or whatever.
Yeah, that's their
He says something about this is not war. This is revolution. But we've been warning for revolution before. People like Charade, they've been talking about revolution and everything.
That's right.
So from the beginning, honestly, I don't want to be saying it like oh, so that they won't see someone like somebody is maybe wicked or evil. Me, I really want that war to happen. You know, my she said some people in my shit. Some of you reach ragba. Some of you ragba say, and if you want to say, and she say, to want my shit. Some of you run it back. Never my shit one. This one, they will not only sleep with their own mother, they will murder their own mother.
They will murder the mother, their mother, their mother.
This is, look, when this coup started, I mean, when this coup, they carried out this coup, they started in Niger, I told them that day, in one forum that I also used to contribute that, see, you haven't seen nothing yet. Wait now, more coups are still like cooking. Many coups are on the way. I'm telling you.
Hoping that it's not going to happen. That all of us are just overreacting. They're just going to go straight to Niger. They will capture those guys. They will return the former president back, and they will go back to where their various countries. That's it. End of story. All of you are just panicking, paranoias, and all of that. So it's not going to happen.
When they went to Afghanistan, I don't remember the year. I stand to be corrected. Maybe 2012, 2001. You know, the main reason why they went there is because they said Saddam Hussein has Iraq. Sorry, Iraq.
Yeah. Iraq. Those of Afghanistan, they said that the Taliban government in Afghanistan, right, was harboring other terrorists. That's why they went to Afghanistan. But for Iraq, the weapon of mass destruction they went for.
When Saddam Hussein was there.
Which never existed.
And which is not true, right? But that's what they used to invade that place.
That's right.
And what Bush said that time was, just going to go there, destroy whatever I want to destroy, take what I want to take,
we're going to leave
and get the hell out. And it lasted for years.
Well, it lasted for more than 10 years.
It is good.
14 years or thereabout before they finally said, we are leaving. They left. And few months after that, the Taliban came back. Remember, it's not even few months. Just a few weeks after they left, Taliban came back to.
You know, when they finished Iraq, when the Iraq,
Iraq subsided forever. That one forever.
When that one subsided, you know that is when Afghan they evacuated Afghan.
You're right.
And once they evacuated Afghan like this, the Taliban took over.
So which time
now,
is it ever?
Where I'm going with this. So when you study history and countries all over the world where peace is like, you know, like it's not even existing there. You will know, like somebody said, I think the woman that called the second caller said, have they ever had the Nigerian that, why are you happy? Why do they, I mean, you know, like, what do you guys really want? Why do you want this military to take over? No question. Nobody asked any question. Nobody, you know, like, everybody was just running after their own person.
You don't see that image. There's this image of a cat, right? And it was with a fish, right? One big fish in his mouth. So, and he was soaking, the cat was soaking with the fish in his mouth. And they were like, what are you doing? Why do you have the fish in your mouth? And the cat said, I'm just trying to save the fish from drowning. When was it that fishes drown in water? That's exactly what the Ecowas is trying to do right now. We want to go and save Niger. We want to go and help the Niger people. But meanwhile, you want to go and destroy them and steal their resources, like the cat that is saving the fish from drowning. Go on.
So that's the thing. Now, when you talk about also King Gigbe or whatever, King Stupid, whatever his name is, and the Sultan of Stupidity. What is the other one that was there seated also? Every one of them seated over there.
That gave Nigeria fraudulent corruption.
That crook, those crook. or whatever they call themselves. You know, you said they were helpless. I don't think they are helpless. So
yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't think they are helpless. Yeah, I don't think they are helpless because they even say Tinubu, no matter how tricky and cunning, whatever, you know, how dangerous Tinubu is, all what he believes is power. I mean, all his Tinubu power is money. Money and Agbero. Money Agbero. So that's the only thing I can say. Okay, Tinubu is resting on.
You now think
so I don't think they are powerless.
They are happy that this is.
No, what I'm saying is, I don't think they will just be. I don't think they will be quiet like that.
Okay.
I think something will come out of this. I don't know, but something will happen.
Right.
Now that might lead to the demise of Tinubu presidency. I can say, but I believe when I said the ugly heads of poisonous snakes in Nigeria, they already raised up their head about to strike is because once that thing, by the time they launch whatever attack, I guarantee you that revolution is not going to happen in Nigeria.
Air Force One, my own prediction is that they better make sure that they don't miss. If after 2 days they don't remove the junta from Niger, that is when they will understand that it is actually real war. Then we won't know where it's going to end. If they can't remove we don't even know what the backlash should be if they succeed. Oh, Baba, none of this is sounding good.
Maiyegun, they will miss. They will miss.
Yeah.
They will not. I mean,
that time when you hold a gun, like Air Force One, you hold a gun and they say, how many bullets is in that gun? You say 1 bullet. And they say, you better don't miss. You know that kind of thing, like, you see that bullet where they said that gun, when you shoot it, pray that you don't miss, because if you miss, you are dead. You know that kind of movie, That's exactly what Nigeria is about to do now with Ecowas. If they shoot their shots and they miss.
They will miss.
Okay.
They will miss. Go and write it down. You know why they will miss? It's not the same.
I'll take another one. Thank you, sir. Right?
All right, man.
I also want to hear others who have their own view. You know, people who always come from the a different angle. And they say, you know, everything all of you are saying since I have my own angle, and they'll just drop it. I'll be like, oh my God, I didn't think about that. Lion Champion, again, thank you for your super chat. So, boy, I have a caller here. Hello.
Yeah, one name.
And maybe that. Osita.
Yeah. I cannot stop praying for you because the thing I pray for you all the time is more and more and more and more of wisdom. Wisdom increase in you.
Amen.
Yes. And you will fulfill your destiny. This is your destiny. This is the path that God has created for you. Oh, you will always succeed in it.
Amen to that. Thank you.
Yes.
Sita, my own one and only official hype man. He knows where to press and the button will feel. And I'll have that butterfly inside of me like, Sita, thank you. How you doing, by the way? Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. And
so go for it.
From what we are seeing, we are actually accomplished now, or about to be accomplished, because this is one of my prayer. I pray to go to this war. I don't pray they don't go to this war.
I remember you are like you pray it will defy the National Assembly and it will go.
That's right.
And it just
will go. Yes, it will go to this war. You know, because what we are seeing right now is that he's trying to test his he's trying to flex his muscle.
Right.
Yes, and test his ego. The way it is, I've been making my research, and I have found out something, that the Western world, they took over us. They didn't take over us by the way people think. They said, oh, they just came. Those days we were in primary school, they gave to our Obas, mirror, and the Obas accepted them. No, they didn't come that way. They came by force. The reason you have guns today, Go and read about the history. The reason they had guns was because they were coming to Africa to take us by force, take everything we have, loot us by force. That was the reason they have gun. That gun that has destroyed everywhere, destroyed including the person that made the gun. That was the reason they did the gun. So they didn't come here. There are things I look, when you look at the Bible, you would think the Bible is a joke sometimes. It said right from the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence. And what happened? It is the violent that taketh it by force. So they came with force. They didn't come with anything. The Berlin conference that was held in Germany, go and read about the Berlin conference. How was his name? Bismarck. Bismarck used to be their chancellor then, and where Bismarck said something about Africa. He didn't address us as the people of Africa. He addressed us as those things. That was how they addressed us. So you could imagine when somebody addresses you as those things, you could imagine what was the context of the conference. And that conference was the conference all about.
That's when they were using hand to draw the map. This,
yeah.
French. This, Portuguese. This, Belgians. This,
exactly.
English. And they drew out the artificial map that we have, borders that we have in Africa today.
Exactly. So this was what they did. Even in the documentary that I watched yesterday, and the documentary, they were even saying that, oh, it's the second largest continent in the world, but it's a lie. Because somebody, an American geographer, told them that it's a lie. Africa is bigger than the rest of the continent. So at the end of the day, they brought us to 50. They did everything. They demarcated. They made us even today.
Relocated some.
Yeah, they made us today.
Genocide in some places, mass wipe out of, like our history is of blood. And that's why they say, they said, the man who writes the history of Africa in blood, those who actually write our history, they write them in blood. And there are those who consider that they have conquered us. The winner wrote our history, they said.
So, so you look at it, that somebody from Nigeria will be traveling to South Africa and he will get a visa to travel to South Africa. But in Europe, if you're traveling from Greece to Germany to wherever, they say they come from. They don't use visa. That is what you look at. Even in North America here, the Mexicans don't use visa to go to Canada. That is what you see. And we think that we could just talk without action, and we could just talk and talk and talk, and these people will listen to us and say, oh, okay, now let us sit together on the same table. I have said this 10 times without number on this program. The reason we are having all these issues in this world today, it is because after every war, the First World War, there was a conversation. The Second World War brought in United Nations. The First World War brought in NATO. The Second World War brought in United Nations. This one that happened, that is the pandemic, we were supposed to have a conversation, but they know right now that there's no conversation, that Africa is not going to come on the table to have a discussion. But they demarcated us. They called us different names. They called us different names in their own tongue, in their own language. They called us Upper Volta. They called us Gold Coast. They called us all those things they named was what they get from each region. And they gave us
Nigeria.
Niger area. They gave us names that we do not know anything about without our consent.
Thank you. I'll take another one just before I go to bed. Like I said, I'll stop taking the calls when I'm tired, okay? And I'm beginning to get tired. But doesn't mean that we are leaving any time right away. So I have another caller. Hang on. Did I take that? Hello.
Yeah, Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good evening, sir. Good. Yourself?
I would say good afternoon to you, because your number shows that you are calling from either the US or Canada. But yeah, to me, good evening.
Yeah, I'm calling from San Diego, California. This is Ken.
That's Ken. Of course, I've seen that. I was like, yeah, that must be something from the US.
Yeah.
Now from Cali, Ken from Cali. Thank you so much for calling in tonight.
San Diego, California. Thank you. I've been listening for a little bit in and out because I've been a little busy today.
Busy as well, right?
And so what I want to contribute to this is this. I will give you a quick explanation. I have two friends that just came back from Nigeria. One is a very close friend and a business partner. He was in Nigeria for 3 months.
Right.
Before he came back last week. So when I was having this conversation about the war that's about to happen, that what Tinubu just declared, he had no clue what was going on.
Really?
And he was in Nigeria for 3 months. Yes. He had no clue. Then I went to an African store here in San Diego, ran into an old friend that also was telling me she just came back from Nigeria a few days before I ran into her in an African store here. And she too was not aware when I was explaining about the war that's about to happen in Nigeria.
Wow.
So that's two people that I know. So if you want to go by percentage, 100%, these two people just came back from Nigeria and they don't even know what was going on in Nigeria.
Once came across the news at all the time they were there?
No, not a single clue. So now you understand. I know the guy that called after JJ Man, or it was JJ Man, I don't know, one of the guys was saying Nigerians need to wake up and go out and protest. Remember, there you go. After JJ Man or before him, thereabout. So I was thinking in my mind when he was saying what he was saying, that how can people go and protest when they don't even know what is happening in their own country? Because telling you the two people I know that went to Nigeria, one that lives in San Francisco and the other one that lives in San Diego, both of them in California. They were in Nigeria for at least a month to 3 months, and they didn't even have a clue. They have money, they have access to internet and all these things.
Access to all this information, I should think.
Yes.
They had no clue.
And there you go. And there they don't have a clue. So imagine how many Nigerians that live in Nigerians that also, if you do the calculation on how much they spend on a telephone in Nigeria, it's even more than what we spend here in the West. Because you have a set amount of money you pay monthly. You don't have to worry about going over your phone minute and stuff like that. But they have to buy data constantly just to access internet. And people that are hungry, how are they going to be accessing internet? So they have to think between using their phones to eat or going to buy data just to access the internet.
You know?
So a lot of them don't even know what is going on in Nigeria. So you need something to trigger them to get to that point. And I don't think even the hungers triggered them enough, or the petrol price. So now we know
them are feeling like maybe God will change their situation. How can God change your situation when,
Exactly. So that's where the problem is. A lot of them are not even informed about what is actually going on right now. And even the obedient that even are aware of these things that have internet, they are probably too focused on all eyes on the judiciary. So they are not paying attention to what Tinubu is doing. The one that triggered them yesterday because they saw it on the TV about Atabioli making statements about depositing money in account.
Talking money.
That one,
they went down that one. Like they fed on
that one. Exactly. So now that they don't even know what is going on with the war because Tinubu is doing whatever he's doing behind the thing. So they don't even understand. So how can they even go and protest that which all eyes are on judiciary? So the problem now is people in Nigeria don't even know what is happening until you hit them hard before they will understand. So there you go. So now you understand dollar is about almost 1,000 to 1 now.
Honestly.
Right? Especially in the north, in Sokoto somewhere, I saw it on Nigerian newspaper. It's almost 1,000. In Lagos, it's about 970, 980 for dollar with all their crazy exchange rates they have in Nigeria.
Pound sterling is already 1,203 pounds already today.
There you go. So what will happen if this war starts, right?
Yeah.
The fuel price will go up because regardless of what happens, Russia is still in charge of all the petroleum. Yeah. So the price again is going to go up. And the naira to dollar exchange is even going to go higher. No matter the amount of aid US wants to give to Nigeria. My brother, Oti Travaye.
It is choke, as they are saying that it's choking. Right now, it's going to be suffocating, I was trying to, you know what I was doing, right?
Yes, sir.
December. See, I was trying initially to see if I could explain how bad it's going to get. But I felt like some people would just be like, so you're happy now that it's bad. I'm not happy. I've got families there too. I've got friends there too. People's lives have been made so kind of messed up. So why would I be happy when I'm actually trying to let you know that it hasn't even started though? That if you have a chance, if they have a chance, Ken, honestly speaking, everybody will just trip out of their house right now and they'll go straight to Aso Rock and arrest Tinubu. Arrest him, hand them over to the police and say, yeah, jail this guy, put him for jail. If they have an idea,
they don't understand.
What was coming?
They don't understand.
Ken,
they don't understand.
They don't.
Yes, sir. They don't. That is part of the problem. They don't even have a clue what is going on until it hits them really hard. Then they will know what to do at that point. And what Tinubu is doing is pushing Nigeria into disintegration. Nigeria is going to split because of what he's doing. You get my point?
I'm with you.
It's going to hard for the country to remain one if it goes into this war is about to start. Because those people are not going to take it laying down. They're going to have to fight back.
They would. And the moment the seven states, northern states in Nigeria begin to feel the brunt of it, they themselves will turn against him one day, or will they keep clapping?
My brother, they will be the one that will come together and say they're no longer Nigeria.
Hey.
So that's where the breakup will start from. They will come out and say we are completely walking away from that entity called Nigeria. It is the north that will start it, not even the south or the southeast. It's the north that will start it because they will blame Tinubu and blame south or southwest and southeast.
And I think this is when it's going to actually hit them, like you said, right? They've always had the influence. They've always had the control. And they, in fact, just exercised it just a few days ago when they stopped Tinubu's request. Now, Tinubu is now kind of vetoing them, okay? And it's still going ahead. And they said an attack on Niger, attack on northern Nigeria. They've already said it.
Of course.
But it's going ahead. So what does that tell in this future? What does that tell? Wow.
I'm telling you, that's why the northern Nigeria are the ones that are going to come out together as one entity and tell you they're no longer Nigeria. They will just form a country on their own. That's how the breakup will start.
Turn his soldiers on them if they begin to protest and fight back? Would he turn his soldiers on them and kill them?
Asari cannot kill everybody in the north. And you need to understand that even the leadership in the north is still, the leadership in the military, a lot of them are still northerners.
Yes, they are.
So Asari cannot go and fight against the north. He's not going to win that war. And as soon as the first bomb goes off in the capital of Niger, a lot of refugees are going to pack to Nigeria. And those guys coming, a lot of them are already Islamic extremists. So they will come and occupy that whole area. My brother, it's about to get really, really ugly.
It's about to get messy. So that was my own fear, right? That's my worry. That they will throw the entire region into an endless chaos. And it will just be like an Alabama war. You know what I mean?
So before I go off this line, I will give you an example of what happened in Ukraine. So when the first bombs went off and the whole thing started in Ukraine, what happened? The refugees all flocked into a lot of these European countries.
Yes.
And they were overwhelmed by those refugees. So imagine a lot of refugees that are in the north, in the Niger. When the bombs start going off, they will run into Nigeria now and run into all the smaller West African countries. What do you think will happen? Nigeria will break up immediately. There's no fuel already. There's no money to buy fuel and all these things. So it's going to end up
imagine Nigeria start their own revolution with their soldiers. They fight war in Niger. And they will quickly withdraw them, to come and protect Nigeria. That chaos, man. Yeah. Are we overreacting, Ken? Are we overplaying this?
No. It's not. We are not reacting enough. So the only thing I can hope for is I wish you have a TV station or a network in Nigeria that can broadcast your show all over Nigeria at the same time. I mean, that will help people to wake up. But at this moment, we don't have that. So what we can do is what we are doing, sharing this information online, and everybody that have ears, let them hear. It's about to get really, really bad. We're not overreacting here.
We are not.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything.
You said we are not overreacting. In fact, we are not reacting enough.
No.
Should be the right
enough.
One, right?
It's not even enough. We should take a drum of war and start banging that drum in the market square right now.
And it's tell them what Tinubu is about to drag them into. The consequences of this. If they miss.
Of course.
Right? Remember, I keep using the word miss.
Of course.
They have their own thing planned, as shabby as shoddy as it is, right? But if they miss it, all of us
like the last guy. Let me end with this. Like the last guy told you, they will miss 100%. I can bet my house on it and bet everything I have on it. Then go miss. And when they miss, so when you try to keep person and you miss, that person will take a deep breath first. So it's flight or fight. And when the fight starts, like the guy said, Tinubu go wrong, go stay for France to get protection. Yeah, so there's only two things that will happen. Either the military will come and take over,
right?
Or the country will be so destabilized, they will be begging someone else to come and become president because Tinubu will not be able to handle it.
So, Ken, on that note, I'm going to call it a night. All right? Anything extra?
Thank you, sir.
I would love to leave people wanting more. You know, usual. Oh, don't go, Maiyegun. I'm going, okay? Ken has dropped the best of the best, presentation to we can say, oh, yeah, we can end it now. Because I want to go to bed. I know that one of my worries will be waking up tomorrow to see videos and pictures of dead bodies. I can't rule it out. I'm not in control of it, but I hope those who have that power, the people that Tinubu is calling upon to come and help them to invade Niger and the rest of them, they will hold back and just think that there is always going to be another way. In fact, there is another way. What is going on in the Niger Republic is political problem. Okay? It is their politics that has problems. You don't attack their countries that way, like attack them to reinstate this or that. You are actually doing the same thing that you possibly condemned when, when you went to Iraq, went to all these places. But what can we do? What can we say? Let's hope that common sense will prevail. But when was the last time common sense prevailed in the midst of these crooked criminals from all across Africa? Common sense, right? Common sense. When was the last time? I don't know. Me too. But whatever it is, I wish you what you wish yourself. And I hope the right people, indeed, will put a break on this. So if they don't, I'll see you some other time, or I'll see you next time. So thank you for your time and good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. sọ́ra jù. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àníyẹ sọ́ra jù. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àníyẹ sọ́ra jù. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.